Video, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to pick up data from Raspberry Pi Pico sensor data and save it in this format here. For example, this is a file temp.txt, and we want to actually write that file by picking up the date. That's the date. Then we're going to put a comma there. Then we're going to put time, and that is basically in the form of hours, minute, and seconds. And then with the comma, we're gonna save the temperature value. So that would be temperature value, and then a comma, and then we're gonna save location, right? It could be Riyadh, it could be London, it could be any kind of city. So city-wise location, you're gonna pick up for your temperature. Now, here, going back, first thing first, we're going to make sure our Pico is configured here in MicroPython here. So this should be MicroPython. When you see this, you will basically be able to see this Pico on this side here. If you don't see that, right, what you do is you hit the stop button, this one here, this here on top, and when you hit the stop button, you'll be able to see this. Sometimes when you connect Pico, it's running. So there are three things you need to make sure. You need to go there and make sure the configuration is selected here, right? And the Pico is shown here. Sometimes your file is not visible. This panel is not there. So this one basically comes from here. When you click on view these files, if you click on files, you'll see these files here. So you should be able to see your Pico on the side here. So this is just a bit of troubleshooting some people may face. Now moving on. So in order to write this, what you need to do is write a program. Okay, so first thing first, you need to import machine. Why? Because you're going to use a hardware machine, that is Raspberry Pi Pico. And second thing you need to do is you need to open the file. So we're going to say f is equal to open, and the file name we're going to call it temp data, right? Temp data.txt. So this has to be within the quotations, right? Because you're opening a file and you're opening a file to write, so you want to use append mod here as a parameter. The reason is when you pass in a mod, this one, what it means is that if the file does not exist, it will create a file. In our case, this file doesn't exist, it will create a file, and if file already exists, it updates that file. So that's why append is always a safe choice, right? Or then you can do a W as well here for to rewrite the file every time it creates. And if you want to just open the file in read mode, then you just don't pass any parameter. Now we are going to write two programs. First program, we're gonna save the data in this format, right? So this is the program we're writing right now to save the data, picking up the data from the Pico and saving it in this form. Now what we want to do is we want to pick up at least 10 readings, right, after every second. So because we're gonna also add second, every second we're gonna import time as well, because we want to put a delay that every 1 second it picks up a temperature reading. So we can simply use for loop in this one, that range 10, which means this would run for until 10 rounds. And within that, first thing first, we need to initialize the sensor temperature on ADC4 on the Pico. So ADC4 is a pin, analog to digital converter pin on sensor 4. So what we could do is we could say sensor. We want to initialize the sensor. We're going to say sensor is equal to machine dot ADC4, like this, right? Now we set up the sensor to and you can name anything. This is a variable, right? So you can say sensor temp, sensor temperature, or you could say send SG, whatever you like, right? So I'll call it sense temp. And on ADC4, it will pick up the basically it will, like this line will only initialize the sensor on this ADC4. The next thing we need to do is we need to get the readings, right, from the actual sensor. So there are two ways to go about it. First, we get the reading, right, and then we want to basically convert those readings. Reading will be raw data, right? just raw data values from this sensor. So let's pick up the reading first, right? Let's pick up the readings first. We say reading is equal to sensor temp. That's the variable. Remember this variable you draw here, this one, right? So you put this variable. Why? Because this is initialized now. And then you say dot, because you're going to pick up the reading. So you say read underscore u 16. Yeah, so you get in a 16 bit range this reading, raw reading, and save it into the reading variable here, right? Now what next you need to do is you need to convert that raw reading basically to what you call it, into a voltage, right? Because this is just a raw reading. Remember, this is just a raw reading is going to give you. So if you want to convert this reading into a voltage, you need to do one thing. You need to multiply this like this, right? With what? You need to multiply this with our conversion factor, which is 3.3 divided by 6553, right? 65,533. That's a conversion factor, ADC conversion factor. Why you want to multiply? Let me explain this. Because you pick up the raw reading with this, right? And then you multiply it with 3.3, which is a voltage, and it takes, and then divided by 65,535 because of the 3.3 over 16 bit range, because the range for this one is 16 bits, so that's why you have to divide it by this. So you need to remember this. This is what we call this bit 3.3 divided by 65,535 conversion factor. Now moving forward, after this, now you have actually in the reading you have actual voltage. Now next thing you need to do is convert the voltage into temperature, right? You can call it temp, right? Temperature, temp is equal to, then what you want to do is you want to do centigrade temperature. So Celsius, we want to minus it from 27. Now this is just a formula. You know, there's sometimes there are formulas like pi. You know, what is pi? 22 divided by 7, right? So similarly, you have to remember this as a formula. If you wanna convert your temperature into Celsius, you need to do what I'm doing right now. So this is a voltage which I'm converting into this. So here, let me recap this. So first thing first, you put a loop there. It will run 10 times, and under that you define a variable sensor temp, and within which you initialize ADC4 pin. Now you get your reading from this sense temp, read u16. This is the function you need to use to get the raw reading. This is raw reading. Then you multiply it with 33.3 divided by 65,535. Why? Because this will give you, it will convert the raw reading into voltage. Once you have the voltage, you want to make sure that this voltage is basically converted into a temperature in Celsius. So for that, you need to do this formula, simple and plain. And this formula would take this reading, right? This reading, put it here, and you have to minus it from 27, and then from this reading you minus 0.706 divided by 0.000171. Now that is just like any other formula, so you need to remember it, right? Okay, next, you wanna, now you got the temperature, right? Now you want to do is remember what we have to do. We have to get first the temperature. So we have just done this bit right now. You know, this is temperature value, right? Now we need to get the time, we need to get the date, and we need to get the location. Location, we can ask user to enter the location, right? And the rest we have to get from the time variable library, sorry. So let's go back, and here we ask the user to enter the location. First, let's get the location, LOC, and put. Okay, here we go, enter location. Okay, here we go. Right, okay. Now you enter the location. If you enter the location here inside the loop, every time it will ask you enter the location. So we don't want to do that. We just want to pick up one location, get 10 reading for it, rather than doing this. Here we go. We can put it outside the loop so that it asks you this first. Now moving on, now we have this, so we need time and date, right? So we say ct current time. Ct is a variable, current time. So you can use this library. Remember that you had this library here, right? You can use this library to actually get the current time by simply time dot current it's basically time dot local time. So if you do this, it gives you a local time, right? It will give you simply a local time, but the local time it will give you in a weird format, which you need to obviously convert into the correct format. And what I could do is, just to show you, I could actually print this time here. What we'll come to in a minute. We come to printing in a minute. Now we have this, right? So what next then? Next thing is that we want to actually format it in such a way that it can be saved. So let's basically print what we have. We have location. Let's see. Let's go back. What we want to actually save. Okay, we want to save the date and time, temperature, comma, location. So first date and time. So we have obviously this CT is not in a correct format, but we just want to do that, right? We do this. We could do actually, because we're gonna put a comma there, so we want to do this, right? Comma. Then we want to do again which variable. We got a date and time, then we got a temperature, then we got a comma, and then we got a location, right? You got a location as well. Where is the location? Here is the location, LOC. Now if you look at it, it will just print these three things: location, right? And then it's gonna take the location, print it at the end, then the temperature value with the comma, and the before it will start with the date and time. Now date and time will not be in a correct format. We can fix that in a minute. First let's see what we got, right? So ultimately we're gonna achieve this format, but right now the date and time will not be when we print it, the date and time will not be in exactly same format, right? This format, date and time, will not be, but temperature would be a value, and then location. So this is what we got so far. So what we do here is we basically print this, and then at the end, outside the loop, what you want to do is you want to close this, right? Outside the loop you want to f dot close. When the loop finishes, you hit file, close the file, because you want to make sure the stuff is in the file. By the way, you want to do this, you want to print this on the screen, and also you want to make sure it goes to sleep every 2 seconds. Well, first thing, it printed on the screen. What we can do is, instead of printing like this, we can do this. We can say string s is equal to this. We could do this one as well. Sorry, that is wrong. We could do this like this: location, comma, temperature, comma, CT. And this one we can do f dot write. We can write into the file, and we simply can put s there, and it will write into the file. Let's run it and see it. Okay, so just a recap what I did. I get the local time, and then I created a string s CT, then whatever the time local time is, it will concatenate comma with it, then it will add temperature in the same line, which we picked up here, this one, and then it will add comma, and then it will add plus sign is for concatenation, the location that you enter there, right? So what we want to do, we want to run this, and ultimately this will print this into the file. And what we want to do is, we want to also print it on the screen, so we see what is happening there, right? Let's run and see. Oh, we got a problem here. Okay, it's got line 5. What is the problem with the line 5? Line 5 says for I in range, invalid syntax. Okay, line 5. How do you know it's a line 5? Because I could see it here like this, right? This is line 5, so I need to go on line 5, far, because there's no I have to say far something in range, right? Not far in range. See, it tells me exactly where the error is, right? This one, line 5, this is the error is, and in invalid syntax, which means far, and I have to put here I, and then it will be okay for I in range, and that will be fine. Now run it. Okay, entering the location, and location would be I would say Riyadh. There we go. Ooh, what says unsported string type for add tuple line 10. So it's got a problem at line 10. This one here, you see. So it's because it's a string, so I have to convert it into string because it's a tuple. So time comes in a tuple, so you have to do str like this, and it will get rid of this error. And temperature is already in string. Oh, it's in temperature value is not a string value, it's a integer value, so I'll do temperature as well as a string. Location is already in the string, so this error you see here, it says tuple not string line 10. So I came on line 10 and I put this str around this current time and also temperature, because they are not string values. Only string values can use this plus button. All right, that's why you have to do this. Now if I run this again, it asks me the location, and I say Riyadh. There we go. Here we go. You see, we got all the reading in one go. That will be also saved in the file. Now, one thing you realize is the moment I run it, it just wrote very quickly. So I should have put a delay there as well. For example, after printing, I put a delay of I can call it time dot sleep for 1 second, so that every time in the loop when it does this, it gives you a little delay one by one. Now before I do that, let's go back and see what we got here. What did it created here on the Pico? It's temperature data, isn't it? Temperature temp data. It created temp data as a file, and I can click on this one, and okay, it's a temp data.txt. You open this file, enter the location, do all of it, write this, and time sleep, file close, and this is it. Okay, temp data. Okay, I stop this program like this, and its temp data will appear here. You see, if I click this, this is what I got. First, it doesn't go on to next line, right? See, it written. See here what it does is it written this whole year, month. This is a date. This is a time in hours, seconds, minutes, and this is 2 values, which means this is the 3rd day in the week, and this means the 312 day in a year. We don't need this, so we want this to be fixed, the format, and then we can live with this temperature value. It's not a problem. Riyadh is okay, but then it started on the same line, so we have to fix few things. Let's first get the data on same next line every time. So for that, what we have to do is we have to also add, by the end of it, we have to add a carriage return like \n like this. If I put a \n, it will actually create on next line. And now I did 2 things. I put a \n so that the data in the file is on line by line, and also added this time.sleep, which means slowly it will show us one by one every 1 second reading. Let's do it again. Okay, so location is now, this time I do London, and I hit it. See, 1 by 1 second delay. You see here, slowly it is doing here 1 second delay, and it's gonna do 10 values for me, and it's doing every 1 second. Here we go, it's done. So now if I go back, now I'll see my readings are line by line. Okay, the first thing will be, first task is achieved. If I click on this one again, you see here, reading out line by line. So it's got a, now it's got a temperature, it's got a location, right? So what I want to do is I want to get something like that, right? Let me see the temperature data, temp. Yeah, I wanna get this format, isn't it, right? So location, location like this, temperature like this with the comma, because I'll tell you why with the comma, because I need to pick up these values and put into a dictionary. That's why I need comma. And then I need a hour, minute and second, and then I need comma and dd, mm, yy format. So we can fix that, not a problem. First, see what we have. We have here month, location, comma. This is okay, but this time ct, we need to fix this in a format, right? So let's do this. Now what happened here, let me first explain you. This is obviously this value is coming because of this ct, local time, local, right? Because of this. Now what you need to do is you need to fix this, you need to first make sure you pick up this and put into the right format. What is right format? You want to say dd mmyy, right? So you want to pick this 7, this is dd, right? You want to put it here like this, and then let's see the other format requirement here with, you want to do the dash, isn't it? Dash and this. So this is how you're gonna do this. So you want to pick up this 7, right? Put it like this, 7, right? Then dash, then you're going to do 11, then dash, then you want to do 24, 2024, okay? And then you want to do comma, then you can do comma, and then you want to pick up this hour, okay, which is 6, and then you want to do dot, then you want to do this 58, you want to pick up this, or this 52, right? Same thing, 58 I will put, okay. And then I want to pick this reading of seconds. I want to do this 4, and then I'll do comma again. Now in order to do that, what I have to do is I need to understand this is a tuple, right? This is a whole tuple. So I need to pick up these, and this is stored in ct, right? So I need to get this one, I'll do ct sub, this is 7, right? This is 0, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. I need to pick up these, right? ct sub, ct sub, first one is 3, right? Because I want to pick up 7 is ct sub 2, okay? And I need to put it into a string because I need to convert it into a string first, okay? String str like this, right? Str, and I will do in the code, and then I want to plus add this dash to it, right? I want to do this dash like this, right? And this is how I can pick up my time. So what I do is I have this now, so I'm gonna go back and I'll fix this. So I have a ct, now I need to create ct into a format, so I can't just use ct like this. I need to create into a format. So what I do is I call it formatted, or fct, I call it formatted ct, right? And this way what I could do is I could say ct sub first 2. Why? Because I need to pick up the dd, date is in 2, str, right, sub 2, that's where the date is, plus then I want to do dash, then I want to do plus again, then I do str again, ct sub dd mmyy, m is at 1, okay. Then I want to do is dash, then I want to do yy. What is y? Y is, this is date, isn't it? This is a date, so I will put it, instead of this I will put date here, date, okay. So this date would be what? st2, which mean this would give you the month, date, day. This is dash, this is dd, mm is ct1, dash, yy is on ct0. So str again, I want to convert it into string, and I want to make sure ct 0 0. Now if I do ct, see here what I did here, I pick up this, so this is ct0, this is ct1, this is ct2, so I have to put the other way around, ct2 plus ct1 then plus ct0, so they become dd mmyy because month is 11. So that's what exactly I did here. I put ctr2 plus dash plus ctr1 plus dash plus, so this will give me now exactly same format which I need is this one here. It'll give me this dd dash dash YYY, this format, and then I need to put a comma and then do the same thing with my minutes, hours, minutes and seconds. Now for that one I need to go back and I need to check what is hour, right? So if this is 0, okay, this is 1, this is 2, this is ddmmyy, this is your time, right? This is your time. So this is hour, this is minutes, and this is second. You know how to pick it up. So that would be ct3, this would be 4, this would be 5. Why? Because start from 0 0 1 2 3 4 5. Now I need to pick up 3 4 5. Very simple. So that would be my time. I got the date. Now I need to pick up the time. T, I can put T here, time. So it will be ctr what? CTR, first I need to convert it to CTR. That would be let's go back again and see what would be the CTR. This is 0 1 2, right, up to here 2. This I need, right? I need 3 4 and 5, right? So I start with 3 and I go to 4 and 5. All right, let's do this. First 3, then I want to put this here because it's a time, so I will add, instead of dash I will add this plus str, then I'm gonna do ct4, okay, then I will do this dash dash because it's a time here, and then I'm gonna do plus again and I'll do str, this day ct, and that would be 5, right? Now I got the date and I got the time. So instead of here, instead of in this string which I'm writing into the file, this string, instead of putting here strct plus this comma temperature and then location, I will put I don't need to do str here. Why? Because it's already string. So I'll put date plus comma plus time, and it will basically add the things exactly in this format in which I need, because date I already converted in this format, time I also converted in this format. All I need is a date, comma time, and then there's a comma temperature and comma location. It's already there. Comma temperature and comma location is already there, as you see here. Comma temperature and comma location. Yeah, this is there. All I need to do is replace this bit 2 with this and this with a comma. So let's do this then. I will remove this from here. I will say date, then I will say plus comma, then I will say plus t, which is time, plus comma is already there, plus comma is already there. So here now what I have a date, then it will print comma next to it, add comma to it, then it will do time, add comma to it, then it will do string temperature, add comma to it, and then location. And now I will get exactly what I want is this format. So let's do this. Let's run this again. It will keep, this is a file, right? This is going to keep the previous data and add the new data. So I'm going to hit there, this button here. Here we go. I'm going to add location again. This time let's do Paris. Okay, go. See here, Paris, here I come. See, are you seeing here? This one by one, it is doing exactly what I need. So every second delay. Done. I will stop this. I'm going to close this file and I'm going to open this file again. And here we go. I exactly got what I needed. I needed this format. So see here, date, time, then I got temperature, then I got a location, right? In exactly same format as I needed here, like date, time, temperature, and location. Now I got the exact file I needed. In the next video, I will explain you how you can basically create a program to pick up this data from this file, right, to actually run your code. So I'm going to stop it here, and now we have this temp data file. In the next video we can pick up the data from this temp file. Actually, I can save this program here. I can call it writing formatted. I can write it on my Raspberry Pi Pico. I can call it formatted date time temp .py and location as well, log.py. It got formatted and it's saved into a file, right? So here, see here, this program is now saved here, this one, and my file is being written here. Now what I could do is I can continue with this video. I can write another program where I'm going to actually I'm going to pick up this data, store it into a dictionary, and then write a search function on it, where user enter the, let's say, the time, right? User will enter the time like this. User will enter the time like this, and this is the time, right? This is time, and it will give you the temperature and location and date for it, right? Or just the temperature for it. So what I'm going to do is let me clean this file for you. I can basically delete this, save it. Now if I run this program again, now it's empty, right? So if I run this program one more time, it will create a nice file for me. So if I run this program one more time, this time instead of Paris, I'm going to put another city, which is Jeddah. Here we go. Here we go. See, now it's gonna save another file with Jeddah in it, and here we go. So if I stop this, I will see this now nicely written file like this, right? And when you see, realize it leave an empty space there. Why is that? A little empty space, because there was a space there when I close the file, right? So if when I do this, what I want to do is I want to do a proper file so I can play with it. So what I will do is I will go here and I will put here W rather than this A. Now it will create a fresh file for me, rewrite everything what is there. I run it one more time again, Jeddah. There you go, 10 times, right? Here we go, here we go. There we go, 10 times. If I stop this now, because it's written fresh with W, I have to stop the close this first. Yeah, and I run this. See, there's no space now. Yeah, because last time I left a space, that's why there was space. Now we get a nice file to work with, and in next program we're gonna work on this file. So I'll stop this here.